guys, and welcome to my channel, Awkward and Crafty. My name's Amanda. I'm a lifetime crafter and a more recent crochet and yarn addict. Today I have some whips, finished objects, some acquisitions, and I'll tell you about a little trip that I had that was kind of cool, and I found some interesting little shops. So I guess I'll dive in first with my finished objects. I only have a couple. In my last haul video, I had shown some yarn that I ordered from Joann's for a project. My daughter had requested a leprechaun hat, so it's seen some things. I think it was in her backpack for like 3 or 4 days. So this is how it turned out. I have a thing apparently for showing the fault. I don't like this one as much as I do the cat in the hat one. It's a little, this one is just one strand. I followed a different pattern. Not that the pattern was bad or anything, but it's just a little floppy, and it didn't quite turn out as big as I'd hoped, which was my fault because I think I crocheted the band just a little too tightly. But still, it came out really cute. It probably would benefit from some, there we go. I don't know, maybe blocking, or not blocking, but starch or something like that, just to kind of stiffen it up a little bit. There's a definite curl to the brim because when my daughter put it on, it like stretched out. And if you recall, I used the Ogo, the Red Heart Super Saver Ogo. I have mixed feelings about it. It's going to be hard to kind of see, probably, but in the color changes, I wasn't real fond of, you can see right there. There were some definite color transfers within the, here we go, this is a good one. Right there. Onto, especially the green, it seemed like some of the red transferred onto the green. I wasn't really all that happy with that. The yarn worked up fine. I just didn't like how the colors seemed to run off on one another, and it didn't seem like it was just that one section. It seemed like it was the whole way through the Ogo. So that's my first finished object. Another one I have is, and I will link the pattern to that down below. That was it was part of the Snappy Top Hats collection by Heidi Yates. If you go on Ravelry and you search for Snappy Tots, that's the her website. But like I said, that was a paid for pattern. There was a bunny top hat and a Dr. Seuss hat, and she also has instructions on that pattern to put, she calls it a head underneath here, where as you crochet it, it has the part where it kind of comes around your head and you can tie it on to hold it on a little bit better. And those, I think it comes in toddler, adult, and child size. I know there's multiple sizes on those patterns. The next finished object I have, and I don't have the ends woven in yet, is some decent light on it. It's a scarf. It's called the Fairbrook Scarf. This is a free pattern from Through the Loop Yarn Craft. This is just one skein of Karen's Simply Soft. It came out, I thought, really nicely. It was a nice simple pattern, an easy 2-row repeat. That it's a one-sided design, but so there's the front, but the back, I mean, the back is just as pretty, just as nice to look at. Our church is doing an event where they're collecting hats, scarves, gloves, blankets, coats, to collect and then give out to the community. This coming fall is going to be when we do the donations or the giveaway for the community. And my third, here, I'm going to show this off because this is a really cool one too. I've had this for a while. This isn't a new finished object, but this is, I'm going to have to look it up, and I'll link the pattern below. How cool is this basket? This is by Moogly Blog. It's called like the Bouncing Waves or Bouncing something, but this was a really cool pattern I liked, and I made this with, it's the Joann's Big Twist textile, I think. But I loved how this turned out, and it makes a great basket. I've used it for a few things. But my finished object, which again I've got to weave in the ends. It's a Call the Midwife blanket in Karen Super Soft, Karen Simply Soft. I think I might have called the other one Super Soft too, but this is a mint green Simply Soft with a white border because I ran out of the mint green. I followed 2 different patterns for this one. I found them both on Ravelry and both were free patterns. For the body of the blanket itself, I went with a pattern by Little Monkeys Crochet, which I think she was one of the ones that went in and adapted it from the show. I think just from a picture she created it. And then for the border, I followed the pattern by, and I hope I'm saying this right, Jonna Martinez. Again, I'll link those in the description box below. But I had a lot of fun making the Call the Midwife blanket. I've watched the show. I haven't watched the newest season that's on PBS. I've watched what was available on Netflix up until recently. And then whips. I have a couple whips too. Again, to go along with the scarf and the donations that our church is taking up. I ordered from Kraemer Yarns a while back a mystery box. I think it was a 10-pound mystery box. And in that, there were skeins that really resembled... Put it out with me. That really resembled homespun. There it is. It's a little dark there. I'm filming it in the evening. I've got tons of lights on, but still. But it looks like homespun. It's just, I guess, the Kraemer Yarns version. So I have a hook that ran away. I think I have 5 skeins of black and 3 skeins of the green. So I'm just going to do a corner to corner Afghan. That's 3 skeins so far. It's probably going to turn out to be more of a Lapghan than an Afghan. I don't think it's going to be quite big enough to be called an Afghan. Next thing I've got going, I'm trying another donation. This will be a scarf in Tunisian knit stitch. This is the okay, so the scarf, the first scarf, the Karen Simply Soft, was in raspberry. Found that band. The baby blanket was in Simply Soft, soft green. This is the Walmart brand, the Mainstays yarn, one of the variegated yarns, the purple variegated one. But that's how it's working up with see if I can see the millimeter, 6.5 millimeter Tunisian hook. And these are the Denise Hooks. I got a set of these after watching Tony from TL Yarn Crafts. And I really like I have a Knitter's Pride hook set, and I really like it, but I don't like the cords. The cords tend to stay a little too bent or twisted, especially when it's short. So this one's a nice short cord, and I'm going to rip those all off if I'm not careful. And the nice thing about these ones is you don't have to use the key. They just kind of quarter turn on and off. But so that's just going to be a 1 skein scarf, kind of a see how far it goes kind of deal. This has been my I guess my work jar for this project. Marley Bird is doing the Tournament of Stitches, and again from the mystery box from Kraemer Yarns, I got a bunch of this super duper fine fuzzy fluffy yarn. I probably have 6 skeins or so of this. I'm guessing I did a little bit of research, I'm guessing it is a mohair acrylic blend. It's nice and fuzzy, but it's super fine, and it's a mystery crochet along, but you can do knit along, crochet along, Tunisian, you can do a shawl. I think it's a shawl and a cowl in Tunisian, or a shawl and a cowl in crochet. I'm not sure what the knit one is because I don't knit yet, but more on that in a little bit. So, and then each week, I want to say there's 5 weeks, she does a play. So there's a pattern for your first part of each of the things that you're doing. And so this is, make sure I get the right side. I think this is the right side. Okay. So this half, so between my fingers and down, is the first half, or the first play. You can do, the top half is the shush I'm counting. So there's 3 different levels. There's Netflix and chill, smooth jazz, or shush I'm counting, or be quiet, something like that. So each of them is a little bit different in the how much you have to pay attention, how much you have to focus on them. The bottom half of that section is the Netflix and chill, so that's probably the easiest version. It has kind of a, I want to think of it as X's and O's almost, but it's solids and O's. If I can get it good. So, and I'll link the Marley Bird blog post to this in the description. And then the top part is the be quiet part, where you have to count a little bit more. And really, I didn't think it was that much more difficult than the Netflix and chill version. And then this is play 2, where you turn it this way, and I'm working back and forth in a 2-row repeat. No, that is more than 2 rows. It's gonna kind of, it might be a little difficult to see, but it makes some X's. You can sort of see it there. Again, because this is such a lightweight yarn and so fuzzy, it's gonna be hard to see. But I'm having a lot of fun with this, and you can do, I'll do one section this way and then another section this way for the week 2 play. So that is, I think that's all I have kind of currently working on projects, but I've just been kind of keeping it in here. And this ball kind of flops around. I didn't want to try center pull on that. No, I I did a little sample swatch and tried to frog that. It didn't go well frogging. It was not, in fact, I have it here. I used it to decorate my pen cup. I frogged so far and then it got stuck and said no. So I tied it on for a little decoration. I have a thing for pens, apparently. So that's finished objects. That's works in progress. I'm gonna do some acquisitions. I had some really fun things go on this week, or in the past week. I shouldn't say had to. My husband was making a trip about an hour and a half away to pick something up, and I said, well, let's make a day of it. And so we went out, and I had found that there was a yarn shop in the little town, and I knew he was going to be a while where he had to go. So I said, let's make a little trip. You drop me off, go back, do what you need to do, and then come pick me up. I knew I could spend enough time in the yarn shop. It wasn't going to be a big deal, spending that much time. And then there were tons of little shops around town. It's a little town called Bedford, and it's one of those towns that gives you the full-on like Hallmark movie vibe. Very cute. They have a fall festival that I absolutely loved it to go back there. I've only been there once, but I absolutely loved it. So I wanted to go to the yarn shop first, and then there was a tea shop next door that I thought, okay, well, I'm going to go there if I have time. So I'll show you my LYS acquisitions first. This was the first thing I picked up, and I fell in love with this because it is, I'm going to find the name of the farm, Bedford's Lincoln Pike Alpaca Farm is the name of the farm, and they raise the alpaca, shear them, and then create the yarn. So this is Zion and Sabrina, white and dark brown heathered, 200 yards, 4 ounces, 2-ply worsted. It says 2012, so I don't know if this yarn has been around a minute or what, but I just fell in love with this. It is super soft. It's an alpaca I believe it's 100% alpaca. But they only had one in this color. They had some other browns and neutrals and what have you. But I just fell in love with this color. And it's super soft. And it just felt like I was bringing my own little alpaca home with me from that trip. So that was super fun. And then some of the other things that I picked up, they had some things marked down 50% in the back corner. And I had purchased this brand previously, and I have some of the, I want to say it's called Dappled in this, but this is just a nice white cotton Jupiter Moon Farms Cumulus, 94% cotton, 6% nylon. It's a medium 4-weight, 3.5 ounces, 251 yards. The color number is, or color name is White Lion. This is super duper soft and fluffy, but I bought that to go with some that I'd already had. That was marked down 50%. And then these two were also marked down, but the colors of these, and again, my camera is kind of crappy. It doesn't do the colors justice. But this is kind of a royal purple and bright yellow with some orange thrown in. It really reminds me of pansies. And this past year we lost my aunt, and she loved pansies, especially the purple and yellow ones. So when I saw these and saw the colors, I just kind of wanted to get these, bring these home, and I plan to make something in her kind of in her memory. And then just one more. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, one more yarn. This is a Malabrigo. I'm not even going to try to say the name of that color. Indicita, maybe? Okay, so I tried it. But it's a Malabrigo Arroyo. It's a DK Sport Weight, 355 yards, 100 grams. This is a 100% superwash merino. I don't know if it gives a weight. Sport weight. This one was a full price one, so I only had one of them. I only brought one home. And then, like I mentioned, there was a tea shop next door that I found out the mom and one of the daughters runs the yarn shop, and then the sister, or the other daughter, runs the tea shop next door. So I went over there and I walked around and I found some really cool teas. There's 2 of these I've tried already, one I did not. The first one I tried was caramel, but the name of the store is Everything Tea. So I tried caramel. It was fantastic. Cafe latte. It was pretty good. It has, you can see them. Probably can't see very well. There's actual coffee beans in there. It smells like coffee and tea combined. It's really great. I have not tried the hazelnut yet, but it smells fantastic. I love hazelnut coffee. So that was my acquisitions from there. And my husband wasn't quite done yet. I decided I was going to walk around a little bit. And I found this place that it has, if you grew up a while ago, and if you remember G.C. Murphy, if that was ever a thing in your life, there was an old G.C. Murphy store, which used to be a huge store. And this one they had converted where it was kind of little artist booths throughout the whole store. And just a whole bunch of different kind of stuff in there. And I found this button. I can get it to focus. It's a handmade porcelain pottery, something glazed. Come on, you. Yeah, it's gonna kind of focus a little bit. Maybe I'll try to insert a picture later. But it actually goes really well with the Malabrigo. So I thought that was a really cool addition. A little handmade button to go with the yarn that I purchased. That was all I got on that trip, was the button, the tees, and the yarn. And then when I came home, my aunt had texted me about something else, and in our little text conversation I had mentioned to her that I was starting a knitting, I should say, I was going to start taking, there we go, a knitting class this week. And she has been a knitter for a long time. So she said, well, here's the deal. If you send me, she had, I used to sell some jewelry. I don't know that anymore. But she said, if you send me this, I'll send you that. And so she sent me a package. And I'll show you what she said. I've only unboxed part of it. I opened up the box because it was packaged kind of funky. So I know what some of this is, but not all of it. She sent me some yarn to practice making dishcloths, because you know that's the go-to thing whenever you're learning a new fiber craft, right? So some Premier Home Cotton. That is Fruity Speckle. And also some Aquamarine Speckle. So those are the two. She sent me 2 of each. A little note to go with it, and she also sent me a pattern that she uses to one of her favorite dishcloth patterns, a knitted dishcloth pattern. But she sent me a bunch of needles that I haven't unpacked yet. So I'm gonna unpack it and I'll be surprised. She had sent me a picture, and I honestly, I don't knit yet, so I'm not sure what all these might be. You know, there's a lot of wood. Holy moly! Oh, there's another bunch. Holy cow! Oh, they're all in a case. Sweet. Oh, it's tape. I think it's. Oh, it's a Vera Bradley tape measure. Wow, I'm coordinated, right? And it has the little. There's a button on the side, inside the. How cool is that? I didn't know Vera Bradley made tape measures, but there's the tag. There's a couple tapestry needles and point protectors. Wow. Okay. There's a lot in here. Books away. Oh, needles. 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 My goodness. Holy. This 16-inch single point collection Stitchberry Premium Bamboo Collection, so I'm thinking that's what some of these are. Okay, so that would be cow. Okay, so we've got 10mm needles. Let's see if it flips. It's not going to flip. So there's 10mm. Longer ones, shorter 10mm. We've got 6mm bamboo, 8mm bamboo, 5.5mm bamboo, 4mm, 3.25. These numbers are getting small, harder to read. 2.75. Those are, I think that's all of the more point protectors than a tapestry needle. Aunt Deb hooked me up. Okay, so there's some, these ones are match. Set of Susan Bates. It says 8, I think, on the end of it. The conversion of what the number 8 is. I'm gonna have to look that up. So there's number 8. There are, okay, so 8 is a 5, US 8 is 5mm. Yeah, that's not gonna focus. Okay, so we've got a set of 6mm, And these are Susan Bates. Some of these went rolling around, so I'm not sure where. I may have lost a companion. So we've got 3 3/4. I think. Yeah, number 5s. So there's 3 number 5s, and number 8. There's a Bernat. Wow, these are big. Plastic size 13, 14-inch needles. These might have been around a minute. See the price tag? 65 cents. I love that. Vintage knitting needles. And then we've got more Susan Bates. These look like the double pointed. So there's some double pointed needles. I take my first knitting class tomorrow. So I don't know what double pointed needles are for. I know these are, hold on, we have clover, .5mm clover needles, bamboo, more of the stitchberry. There's circulars in 5, 5.5, and 6. I think these are called circulars. And then another stitchberry, 6mm. Instead of having the cable, it has the kind of like the plastic tube. So Aunt Deb hooked me up. Very cool. The women in my mom's side of the family are all crafty. My mom and my aunt were both professional seamstresses. My other aunt, the one that sent me these, Aunt Deb, she has been a knitter forever. So where she has yeah, I'm not gonna try that. Plus it's making noise. Where those came from. So that's super cool. Super excited to have those. The class that I'm taking, you get everything. You get a set of needles and yarn and everything, but it's cool to have this to come home and if I want to start other projects and be, precocious, I guess. I've got these. Plus, cool little doodads. Super excited about that. Okay, more stuff. This is just going to be like an epic haul video, I guess. I don't want to make that change noise. Okay. I also placed an order with LoveCrafts. They had a few little things that I saw that I wanted. And when I say little, how adorable is this? It doesn't want to focus because there's not a whole lot of light. It's a teeny tiny little skein of scabious, I think that's how you say it, Katona. It is a 100% cotton, 100% mercerized cotton, fingering weight yarn in the color linen. I want to say it was like $1.48 on sale on LoveCrafts. I wanted to try this to try out, maybe do like a summer headband or something just to, hold my hair back. And then a couple other things that I got from LoveCrafts. Oh, look at the little bunnies. I got these to try to make some bunny stitch markers. They were only $2.97 for a set of 8. They are premium metal charms by Farm Meadow. Oh, let's show this. Little red tractor down there in the corner. And then the last thing I think I'm going to show from LoveCrafts. I mentioned the pansies earlier. And this is a little kind of cross stitch with beadwork. It called it a ornament, I believe, but it's actually a magnet. So you do the counter cross stitch on like the paper, and then you cut away the extra. Okay, it's a heavy cardboard kind of paper, kind of something. So that was the last from LoveCrafts. Found these too. The dangers of Facebook groups. I'm in a Outlander Facebook group, or Facebook knitting and crochet, fiber arts, something. Outlander pattern group, I think is what it is. And someone had posted, I don't know if it was these exact ones or similar stitch markers that they had purchased on Etsy, but they are Outlander themed stitch markers. So you have, I hope these will at least try to focus. There's the Standing Stones of Kraemer Yarns. For a second, and then it's gone. One that says Dunafash, which is their way of saying don't worry. And since these don't want to focus all that well, I'm just going to try to show a couple. There's one that says Sassenach. Je suis prêt. I don't speak French, but that's as close as I can get. There's a Dragonfly and Amber on there. That's the best I can do. I'll try to see if I can do a little editing, put some pictures in, and I'll link the shop down below to this one too. Those are by So Geek. There's the logo on Etsy. So again, I will link that one below. One more. Knitcrate. They're double down. No? Knitcrate had a St. Patrick's special where, if you remember, it was already 50% off, and I want to say it was an extra 30% off of that, if not more. I think it was more than that. So these were super cheap. This is I think it's a fingering weight. Mrs. Crosby, property of Muma Paduri, which I looked it up, and it is a Romanian folklore. Similar, I think, to Baba Yaga, but not quite. But this is, like I said, I think it's a fingering weight. I have this in mind for a butterfly shawl. I think would be really neat. I tried the pattern out with just a little ball of yarn to try to see if I could get it down, and it didn't seem too bad, so I might go try the rest of it in that. And then this is Knitology Tweedy Sock in Groove. This is a fingering weight, 80% superwash merino, 10% Donegal neps, 10% nylon, 400 yards, hand wash gently, dry flat. This is these are all exclusive to Knitcrate. This one is super soft. This is Happy Little Tree. Audion wool is chilled. The color is Happy Little Tree, and I don't understand why they call this a green, because it is definitely a blue. It's a really dark, deep blue, and I absolutely love the color. It's 90% Surrey alpaca, 10% cashmere, worsted weight, 150 yards, hand wash gently, lay flat to dry. It's just absolutely wonderful, soft yarn. I think I had four of this one, 4 of this, and I want to say I got 6 of this to have the yardage to make. I just think this will be a super cool butterfly shawl. It'll just be it is in the shape of a butterfly. Found one of these is pattern. This isn't actually, it's a free pattern online by Lorraine Pugh. So again, I'll link it below. But I think that's the one I'm going to try with that yarn. But I think that's all I have for now. I think that was plenty, right? Whips, foes, all kinds of acquisitions, tea, yarn, all kinds of fun stuff. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content of yarns and crafts and shenanigans, go ahead and subscribe. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.